Are you ready for the heavyweight championship of the world? Are you ready?
And we're back. Welcome to another episode of Ant in This Corner. Coming out the white corner, my name is Bill, and I'm ready to fight.
And coming out the black corner, my name is Barry, and I'm ready to fight.
All right, I want a good, clean fight. Let's get it on.
All right, welcome to Ant in This Corner, where we settle the score once and for all on who's the best. That includes best music, best shows, best movies, best anything. This week, what are we talking about, Bill?
Hey, we had a good one Easter Sunday, 2 years in a row. We had Mary versus BeBe and CeCe Winans versus.
All right, let's get into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
All right, interesting. Let's get into it, Bill. I know originally, I don't think you had this one pinned on your calendar. You said you wasn't going to watch it live, and you actually watched it before I did. I got a chance to catch some of the recaps the morning after. So it, I mean, by all accounts, was it a good show, bad show, in between? What?
Before we even start with that, Barry, I want to thank everyone who have watched our preview video. We're currently sitting at over 7,000 views on our video. This is the highest viewed video that we have put out thus far. Mm-hmm. And first things first, we want to thank you for clicking on it, watching it, and actually interacting with us in the comments, because you guys have taught me a lot. And trust me, I know when to say I'm sorry and I was wrong. And I was wrong on this one.
Yeah. And also,
but not all the way wrong. Not all the way wrong.
The nature of this video, I mean, there was some divine intervention probably that took us to those numbers. So I want to thank you guys as well. We appreciate it. Without any further ado, let's get into it. I guess, Bill, we'll do this like how we usually do. If we don't agree, we'll get into the ring. And if we're on the same page, we'll just keep it moving. So I guess you'll tell us the songs that they played, and I'll kind of read what we put.
You want to flip a coin?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, call in there. Hey, Siri.
Heads.
It's tails.
All right, cool. What you want to go first or second? All right, so I'll go first. So
yes,
round one, Bill, what happened?
Starting with round one, we have before we got to round one, BeBe Winans was talking a little spicy to Mary.
They got slick too. And I mean, for anybody who's anybody who's ever attended Sunday service, they know the spiciest people in the church, they're part of the choir.
He was going off.
Maybe the praise and worship the dance squad, but like the praise dancers and all that stuff. But people in the choir, man, they got attitude. So it's like
he was giving it to him.
Both of them was too, because
he started it.
I know
he started it.
CeCe.
He started it from the beginning, though. He started it from who's gonna go first.
He came ready. Like, I think it was some friendly banter there.
Yeah. And he was a little spicy there. He was
a
little spicy.
To CeCe's credit, Mary, they have some great showmanship to where they had an answer for everything.
They had it, yes, sir. So started with round number one. Mary started off with Believer, and BeBe and CeCe Winans came with Close to You.
Close to You. We both put Close to You. So this is one of my favorite songs from BeBe and CeCe. So they started off the right way.
Yep.
And we agree on that. So I don't
agree.
think there's much to say. Go ahead.
Yep. Round two, we have Thankful by Mary and Love Said Not So, BeBe and CeCe Winans.
I put a tie, and you put
BeBe and CeCe Winans.
All right, so I guess we got to fight. I'll go first.
Right.
All right. Just tell me. I'll go to my corner.
Go to your corner. Give me 1 second. And fight.
All right. So with this, I guess it's important to say my criteria. A lot of these they're just going to be songs that resonate with me personally.
Yep.
Both of these catalogs, there is a niche audience. It's individuals attending churches on Sunday or listening to those radio stations. And a lot of these songs, I'm just not going to know. Admittedly so. With BeBe and CeCe's catalog, as well as even Mary, because of my wife, she got the CDs and stuff like that. There's certain songs that resonate with me, certain songs don't. And with these, I'm not familiar with either.
And stop. Go to your corner, sir.
Yeah. So it really is just, yeah. So to summarize, I'll let you get your turn, but it was just main ignorance. Like I didn't want to give somebody points based off of what I heard. It's mainly about what I know. So Bill, tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Ding, ding. It's on you.
Like you said, I chose BeBe and CeCe Winans. Again, a lot of this is going to go into personal choice, but I have heard love said, not so more than I've heard thankful. And at this point in time, I'm going with what I like more. As we stated, as we were talking prior to recording, we're not talking about a monster song that, you know, basically diminishes another song. You know,
yeah, that's a soft timeout. Yeah, and we're on the same page. And for future references, Bill, you already see my list. I got a lot of ties.
As do I.
Yeah,
as do I.
My justification is going to be that. So when I feel like I don't necessarily need to put up a fight, I'll throw in the towel like they do in the ring.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so I got a tie on that one. You got BeBe and CeCe. I'm not mad at either or. They started talking some noise on this one too in round 3.
Round 3, we have Ordinary People, Mary, and Feels Like Heaven, BeBe and CeCe Winans.
We both put tie. BeBe called out Mary for their songs being a little bit secular, saying they don't mention Jesus a lot, but in my opinion, it's quite the contrary. I think because of the time frame that BeBe and CeCe came out, you just weren't allowed to say God or anything holy on a record, to where their songs are more secular to me. It sounds like
it depends. It depends, because Kirk Franklin was doing it.
No, but he's after. Like I'm talking about when Kirk popped, the late 90s, when God's Property. I know he was out prior to that, but the old albums that BeBe and CeCe came out with.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. You're talking about BeBe and CeCe Winans?
Yeah. I'm saying.
I'm sorry. I thought you said Mary. That's my bad.
No.
Go ahead. You're right.
He called him out for being secular, and I'm like, actually, I mean, you point one finger at them, you got 3 pointed at you and your sister, because I think y'all songs don't mention it enough. But
yeah, because he said that they're not singing or writing songs that's expressing how they, you know, more expressive to them. Yeah. And she clapped back.
Yeah, she was ready.
She clapped back, so she was ready. So
all right, we got
songs.
Yeah, we got a tie on that one.
We got a tie.
Round 4.
Round 4, we have Survive by Mary. Really, really good one. And Change Your Nature, BeBe and CeCe Winans.
And we both
got Mary on that one.
Mary, Survive on that one.
Yep. Round 5, we have What a Friend, Mary, and I Owe You Me, BeBe and CeCe Winans.
And we both agree. Great minds think alike on that one as well.
Yes, sir.
So I'm starting to see a theme here. Let's see if we could break the trend.
Here we got I Worship You, Mary, and Don't Cry, BeBe and CeCe Winans.
All right. And I have Mary, you have a tie. So it looks like we have to get in the ring. Give me a moment to pull up my notes. And this is round 6, right?
This is round 6.
All right, I'm ready.
Yes, it's round 6. You ready?
Yep.
Start.
Once again, personal preference. Went to a church out in Jacksonville, the Potter's House International Ministry. And this was just one of the numbers, Mary's, that they played frequently in the morning. So I'm just tied to the song a little bit more. Personal preference. I heard this song too much in church. Love the song. Mary cried and all for BeBe and CeCe's number, but I'm attached to Mary's song more. That's all it is. I'll give you time back.
Oh, all right, good.
All right, tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Fight.
Same thing. I've heard, you hear the Mary song, great song. Don't Cry. I remember my cousin singing that at her high school graduation, and stuck with me ever since.
Yeah.
And that song showed you how well CeCe can sing. I mean, she killed it. And I know one of the sisters said, "Don't make me cry. I don't want to cry." And I was crying when I first met. We first sang.
But keep
I
going,
Worship
keep
You.
going. Yeah.
I was on the floor and speaking in tongues, and
Yep.
and she's like, I am not trying to cry. And you know, if I'm sorry if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the song that she said that with.
Yep.
I Worship You.
She cried. And she cried on the sidelines while they were singing. She jumped into
that "Don't Cry" was crazy.
It is. That's why I said
insane.
You could argue. You could argue. I could easily make an argument that song won, which is why I had to highlight. Hey, for personal reasons, I'm going with "I Worship You" just because it reminds me of being in church in Jacksonville.
This will be one of those verses where you're going to see that a lot.
Yeah.
Where Barry and I
every song is going to be tied to a person.
Yeah. Because I guarantee you, when we release this video, when you guys watch it, in the comments, you're gonna disagree. You're gonna disagree, and it's personal choices, so it's fine. But that's
and then, what we're correct me if I'm wrong. You got that in your background, like performing in front, like with a choir or something like that? I think I heard you say that during the I might be tripping on the Verzuz preview. Were you part of a choir at all growing up?
I've been growing up, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Church.
So a lot of these, it's like it whatever brings you back the memories of you being in church. To be real with you.
Yep.
So we are around what now?
7.
All right,
yes,
7.
sir. Round 7. You have Destiny, Mary Mary, and Meantime, BeBe and CeCe Winans.
So I went with a tie. You went with Mary Mary, if I believe. All right. So it looks like we're gonna have to argue on this as well. Give me my timer.
And start.
All right, so production for BeBe and CeCe sounds more upbeat. So I like their songs more because they sound like old school R&B. But I just don't know both songs. So it's a tie. Like, to be real with you, I'm not familiar with both of these songs. So although I like the BeBe and CeCe track more, it just reminds me of everything I love, late 80s, early 90s. I'm just not familiar with both of these songs. So I went with a tie. Cool.
All right, let me know.
All right, fight.
My one note, I have 4 words that I wrote down. Only throwback church song. Destiny. Man, look, it was her and the organ. That's all I needed. And that threw me. If you think about it, if you listen to the song, in audience, you can chime in. That was the only song that sounded like an old school down south or wherever you're from throwback church song, like me, the organist, and the microphone. So I went with Destiny because, man, that song resonated to me more than the other one did. Other one is a great song.
There's another one that's coming up where it's not as old school feel, but it gives me old school vibes as well. But you're right. This one sounds the most old school throwback.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I think sometimes they gotta reach back into their roots. It's like, hold on now. This is where I'm from now. Don't get it twisted. But that's I got Mary Mary for that.
Yep. And I'm not mad at you. So that was
number 7.
8.
Number 8, we got The Real Party, Mary Mary versus Celebrate New Life, BeBe and CeCe Winans.
Good matchup too. It's a tie. We both went with ties on this one. So yeah, and I mean, I'm still convinced that they shared their playlist with each other. Even
they did.
They did ahead of time. Okay, all right, cool.
Because BeBe said that wasn't on your list that y'all sent us,
and it was another.
Yes, it was.
And Mary Mary kept predicting
not really that song, but
yeah. So I'm all right. So this is one of the matchups where I'm like, nah, these songs mirror each other very well. So we went with a tie on that one.
Now, what order? I don't know, but yeah, I think they definitely.
That's what I mean. I think they shared orders because they kept calling each other songs out like, oh, I kind of know what's coming. You know, it was like, hey, you about to, even the last round, like, you about to make me cry. I'm like, how did you know that? You know, so go ahead.
All right. So we are on round 9. He said, Mary Mary, against If Anything Happened to You, BeBe and CeCe.
I went with a tie. You went with BeBe and CeCe. Ready for my timer.
All right. Fight.
All right. So I feel like both groups forgot the lyrics to their own songs on this.
Did they?
All right. So one sister mumbled one on one group, and then the other sister on the other side, I swear, CeCe was looking at her phone for these lyrics, and I'm just like, "Hey, you either texting a family member about an emergency, or you really forgot these lyrics." But that's all that it's a tie nonetheless. But I just feel like I don't know if any of these songs dominate each other for me.
Go to your corner.
But yeah, I got a tie. Go ahead and justify your thought process in. Go ahead. Fight. Go ahead.
All right. I went with BeBe and CeCe Winans. The song, if anything happened to you, made me think about my sister and the relationship I have with her. So that's where it garnered more from me. When I had to put it into perspective with a family. So if anything happened to you, that's pretty much why I chose that, and it's just a beautiful song.
Cool. Go ahead. You gave me 5 seconds back. But go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, man.
And you mentioned something earlier.
She had her phone out from the first song.
Okay, all right. So she probably was doing something else, but for this one, it looked like
no. She was reading lyrics, bro.
All right, okay, all right.
I'm telling you, David, she was reading lyrics.
Okay, all right.
Because she would look down.
You mentioned something before we started recording. I know you were kind of against them singing over their tracks.
Yes. I think they should have had, I believe it's called stem tracks. I think they should have had that, because it was either they were singing ahead of the track or they were singing behind the track, and it just threw it all off. So I wish that maybe they could go in and
I think they would
change some things up, but you can hear it, bro.
Yeah, for singers, most of the time whenever they hear themselves, they treat the recording like it's background vocals, so they always sing before it or after it. Which I'm an advocate of. If you're gonna sing live, remove the vocals and just play the instrumental.
But clearly, if they would remove the lyrics on this. Yeah, it would have been a rap. I'm telling you, man.
It would have been a rap, and that's what happens when you have a catalog this big. Like they got a lot of these gospel songs. They just I forgot the lyrics to this joint. So
it's like, man, I think this would
Nah, don't guess. You'll become a meme the next morning.
Yeah,
so
man.
She pulled out her phone.
She did.
All right, next
number 10. We're halfway there. Positive. Mary versus Count on Me. BeBe and CeCe Winans.
Man, it's just, and I think
she said it was unfair.
This is another reason why I think they know each other playlist and the order, because they chose to release a new track, which would have been the perfect time to do it, because you're not going to beat Count on Me. The best you could do is tie it. So that's the round you probably want to release a new track. But Count on Me, you're not beating that. We both went with BeBe and CeCe.
Wait, no, you're not beating Count on Me. Yeah. All right, number 11. Yesterday. It goes up against Grace, BeBe and CeCe Winans. So
we both went with Mary, and this is the other one I would say sounds
gospel.
This is tied. If not, it's probably my favorite or tied for my favorite from Mary's catalog. I play Yesterday.
Okay.
Every time it's on a playlist, I never skip, no matter if it shows up on the wrong playlist. Yeah. I could be working out. Yesterday pulls up, and I'm just gonna finish it. So that's my jam.
Let me say this, Barry. After Yesterday,
they were supposed to switch.
It was Yesterday. No, they weren't supposed to switch. We had a feed problem on YouTube and on IG. Yeah, it just went out. So one of my homeboys who I was texting with, he said, Whitney Houston family, boy, they work quick. Because get our songs off of television. Get our songs off of there. Yeah. But we're having streaming problems. And I always watch it on YouTube, the Verzuz channel, and it just cut off, and it kept cutting off. I'm like, what's going on? And then IG, same thing.
I saw the morning after, so they had edited it, but it looked weird. So I'm like, okay, something happened. It was like a glitch or something.
So it came back, it went back. So I had to kind of go back and rewatch it so I can so I can get the songs in the correct order, which we did get.
I mean, the secret's out because you told me about going to YouTube instead of IG because it don't skip. But I think too much people heading over there and they messing it up for everybody else.
Yeah, I know, right?
Or Whitney Houston family was hating.
Yeah. But that's why she sang yesterday again.
All right, so I was a little confused on the
because they said the stream was messing up, so they told her to sing yesterday again.
I'm about to get my shine. You about to hear this record.
So that's why you heard yesterday. Then you heard the sound following right after that, which is we're going into round 2. The sound, Mary Mary versus Hold Up the Light. Definitely want to talk about that one there.
All right, so I went with BeBe and CeCe, and you went with Ty.
Yeah,
I'll go first on this one. This is round. Wait. This is
round 12. Round 12.
All right, I'm ready.
And fight.
All right, now keep in mind the sound probably won, but I went with Hold Up the Light because of the Martin episode. And so I didn't even know this was a real song until 10 years ago. To be honest with you, searched it, found it on YouTube, and I'm like, wait, it's a real track. I thought this was Gina and Pam just singing for the AIDS benefit, and then it's stuck with me ever since. I like the BeBe and CeCe just as much as I like the episode version, and it's just for sentimental reasons.
And stop.
I went with BeBe and CeCe. And
7 minutes ago.
Fight.
All right, so I picked the tie because the sound was just as good. Like you said, it could have won, but just like you said, I had to go with a tie because of episode 25 from season 1. Martin, Gina and Pam was on stage singing Hold Up the Light, and Shanae and Kilolo came and told them to get off the stage so they can rap their little song. But it's still a good song, man. But I had time.
Yeah, that's the only thing that was missing. If Kilolo and Shanae would have came out, it would have been.
Oh Lord, well, that would have been perfect.
For sentimental reasons, I went with a tie. As soon as you saw my list, you already knew what time.
I already knew you were going to choose that one. I already knew you were going to choose that one.
All right. What we got up next?
Round 13. We got Can't Give Up Now versus It's Okay.
And I went with Mary Mary. You went with a tie. This is round 13. I'm gonna give back a lot of time on this. So personally, go ahead.
Fight.
I don't need 30 seconds to be honest. This for sentimental reasons, once again, this is tied for my second favorite song from them. So it's just like whenever this would have came up, it would have ended up winning the round for me. So I could understand why somebody would put a tie. I could understand why somebody would put BeBe and CeCe. For me, this is just one of my jams from them. And if you could see there's a trend by my 2 favorite records from them, it's that feeling, that vibe, that being in church and all that stuff. It just, it speaks to me. That's it.
Stop.
All right. And you ready?
Right. Ready.
Ding, ding, fight.
Again, I went with a tie. I do know Mary Mary's Can't Give Up Now. Play off of the song from back in the day. I do believe that was James Cleveland from back in the days. But great song. It's one of their popular songs, but It's Okay, man. That's just a crazy song as well. So again, I'm torn in between. I have no issue with one saying one or the other, but me, I'm going to split it down the middle and go tie.
Yeah, all right. That's time. And then once again, not mad at your pick. It's just that second favorite record. It's about to lose whichever song it goes to. So so moving on.
We're gonna go number 14, Get Up, Mary Mary versus Lost Without You, BeBe and CeCe Winans.
All right. We haven't seen this in a while. We actually agree on this one. We both went with a tie.
Both with a tie.
Yep.
That Lost Without You, man. That song is crazy. That song is crazy. Number 15, Mary Mary in the Morning versus BeBe and CeCe Winans, Up Where We Belong.
And I went with Mary Mary. You went with BeBe and CeCe. So this is 15.
This is one of the first times we literally just chose 2 different songs.
Yeah, we went opposite sides of the spectrum. So tell me when you're ready.
And fight.
All right. I feel like Mary Mary's song has a footprint on gospel radio stations and church choirs. It's a big song. BeBe and CeCe song is big, but it pales in comparison to the original. And when I think of that song, I actually think of the original. It's a cover, so I took off points for that. Still, it's a big record. I rock with it. I get you, but it's just that Mary Mary song. This is considered a big record for them, and it's just on radio stations to this day. If you drive into church Sunday morning and you got it on a black radio station, it's gonna pop up. And that is all. Ready?
Ready.
Fight.
As you stated, Up Where We Belong is one of their bigger songs that they obviously made into a more contemporary gospel song, Christian song.
Mm-hmm.
So this song is very special to me because my godmother, who played the organ in my church that I grew up in, and her husband, that they would sing this song in church. So this song is special to me because of that. So, hey, you know, I get the Mary Mary song. I can't, you know, somebody picks that, I have no problem with it. But this song, you know, this is special to me.
And time. See, I didn't even know where you were going to go with the justification. That's you never know with these rounds. So I just was like, okay, all right. You once again, for personal reasons.
Personal reason.
Yeah, and that was 15. So we on 16.
That was number 15. Number 16. We got Walking, Mary Mary versus I'll Take You There, BeBe and CeCe Winans.
It looks like there was another. Was there another glitch on this one?
No.
All right. All right. So I have Mary Mary, and you have a tie. So we disagree. By 16, you ready?
And fight.
All right. Walking crossed over. It's a church song, but it's kind of like a modest pop hit, and it was on BET a lot. I just remember when it came out, it was just like when Shackles on My Feet came out. It was just on in the daytime, even when it's not on Sunday. Warren Campbell is the producer, so that even gave them a little bit more pop cultural sound. They faced another BeBe and CeCe cover, so I guess I'm taking off points for cover or whatever.
Yeah, stop. Go to your corner.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Fight.
Walking, great song, big song, and I think it's picking up steam from TikTok. And I'm seeing it on TikToks. And
I didn't even know that. All right.
I believe it's becoming big on TikTok, or it is, and also, you know, IG, and you know, I'm hearing it as well. So it's definitely getting steam. But I know I'll Take You There was one of their was a huge song for them at that time. Again, you're taking a, you know, non-traditional gospel song and you're bringing it over to the gospel side. So I do know that it was a big song, and that's. I'll go ahead and stop there.
It's time, but go ahead. You can finish the thought.
The reason why this goes back to my original saying when we talked about the previews. You got a group that came out in the 80s, and a group that 80s, and it's just so much of a span of time that if you look at when I'll Take You There came out in comparison to Walking, how many years separation is that?
Yeah, that's like more than that's almost more than 20 years, I think, because I know it came out the early part of the 2010s. Am I tripping on that? I'm walking.
All right, so I'll Take You There came out in 1991. Walking came out in 2011. So we're talking about a 20-year span. So when you got songs like that trying to match up, man,
to my point, I said, because these songs are church songs, a lot of times because of sentimental relevance, date almost disappears. Like a person born today could feel more attached to a song in the 80s, depending on if their grandmother played it, if their grandfather sung it in the choir. So although I think the matchup could have been better, it's just they don't have a lot to pick from because it's just not as populated in the gospel segment when it comes to picking and choosing artists. But
it depends. Because somebody in our comments made a good choice. They said BeBe and CeCe Winans could have went up against Clark sisters.
I feel like that's too. I feel like those sounds are different.
These sounds are different.
No, I don't feel like it's that egregious. Let me not say egregious. I feel like that would have been extremely different.
Some people said gospel is gospel, and but hey, anyway, we can keep it moving. We're on number 17.
Yeah.
Go Get It, Mary Mary versus He Promised Me, BeBe and CeCe Winans.
And we both went with a tie.
We both had a tie on that. Yep. We both had a tie. Number 18, round 18, excuse me. God and Me, Mary Mary versus He Promised Me, BeBe and CeCe Winans.
We both went with Mary Mary. It might be their biggest song, I think. The God and Me, bro, it might be their biggest song. It gets played.
If not, it's one of them. Not.
Yeah.
If not, it's one of them.
And then here's where it gets debatable. Go ahead.
Number 19, Shackles, Praise You, Mary Mary versus Addicted Love, BeBe and CeCe Winans.
It's my favorite BeBe and CeCe joint, by the way. But we both went with tie.
Yes,
and
sir.
Shackles arguably could be their biggest record. It's just I'm taking points off because it was their entry, and I think they've grown since then to where I'm like, I think they probably eclipsed the success of that. But I think that was Dark Child. I did that. I
don't remember.
I think he was in the video. If it wasn't him, it was a similar producer. But yeah, that's when they came.
Well, Dark Child was, he worked with them and stuff. So
yeah, it sounds like
you can tell. You can tell.
Yeah. I mean, but it's a tie. Addicted Love, Go Hard, and Shackles. It's going to be a tie. 20. I like the way they mirrored it up with the song titles.
Heaven, Mary Mary, and Heaven, BeBe and CeCe Winans.
So I went with a tie. You went with Mary Mary. I'm ready to fight.
No, you got BeBe CeCe.
I got a tie on this one.
You sure?
I must have changed it or something, but I got a tie on this one.
Okay, cool. All right, you got a tie. Yeah. All right.
And then you went with still we would still disagree. It's
yeah.
All right, ring the bell for me.
Fight.
And you said I went with BeBe and CeCe. You kind of looking at my notes, although I have a tie, it slightly edges them out. So Sentimental Reasons, gotta get myself to heaven. I just remember this being on my iPod when I first woke up to the Lord. So this was one of the songs that was in my rotation that I was familiar with. The BeBe and CeCe song I found out later in life, but it's an old school classic. Rick Smiley promotes it every chance that he gets, to be real with you. But same title, same score. Go ahead.
All right. Let me know.
Fight.
Mary Mary. I mean, Heaven. It's Mary Mary, Heaven, banger, upbeat song. Just the production is crazy. So again, don't get me wrong, BeBe and CeCe Winans, your song is great as well. But man, that Heaven is just get you moving, man. So I got Mary Mary on that one.
And then, by the way, with both of these, once again, I found out about one later. For sentimental reasons, I'm more attached to the Mary Mary song, but I think both of these songs are equally iconic in the church community. So it's like, depending on your age, you're gonna rock with one or the other. I would admit the Mary Mary song, because they're considered a juggernaut, because they came out later. I think everyone's gonna gravitate towards their songs a little bit more. But once again, I think these both are equally iconic.
They also have they have the, I'm not gonna use the word advantage, but they have that Rodney Jerkins Dark Child.
Yeah.
And we know 90s, 2000s.
He ran the game. The Boy's Mine, all of it.
Yeah, I mean, the boy's going nuts.
Michael Jackson, all of it.
Yeah. So
no, so I mean, overall, you got our final scores. It was let me see if it's as bad as we predicted.
So Barry, you have actually, I gotta switch that. You have 7 for Mary Mary, 3 for BeBe and CeCe Winans, and 10 ties.
All right. So what you got?
I have 5 for Mary Mary, 5 for BeBe and CeCe Winans, and 10 ties.
You said 7 and what?
3.
For me, 73. All right. We was kind of on the money. We said 70-30. And it actually, that Clark's sister's suggestion ain't sounding too bad right now. Because it probably would have leveled the playing field a little bit more. So actually, whoever said that might be on something.
Yeah.
Something else happened last night. If you don't mind spending some extra time.
Hold up, Bear. Before we jump to that, what were your conclusions of the?
I think I think Verzuz is right now it's a vehicle that even though you may not be able to relate to all of the music, it has this formula to where you feed off the energy in the comment section or you feed off the energy in the crowd to where you will have a good time. I felt like we both kind of reluctantly said we would watch this, and it was just like when Easter Sunday came around, I just was like, I don't want to watch this live, but I didn't think you were going to enjoy this at all. At least for me, I would be able to fellowship with the wife to where it's like we could make an event out of it. But I'm like, Bill's not going to want to talk about this. And then you were texting me during you're viewing like, hey bro, this is one of you. I don't want to steal the quote. You know what you text me?
Yeah. And like, bro, this is one of the best ones. Yeah.
And I was surprised to hear that feedback from you. So to me, that just shows Verzuz has a platform where I think they're able to pounce on your love of nostalgia. Yeah. And then also the crowd was pretty cool. I mean,
crowd was rocking with everybody.
He was in there.
Stevie Flex.
I saw Flex, and I'm just assuming that was Shanice to his left.
I don't know.
I didn't get a good look at her, so I don't want to guess. But I'm assuming that's Shanice because every time I looked, it was either not showing a good angle.
Yeah. But, and shout out to Kev on stage. He hosted. That was pretty dope, man. That was dope.
My wife and I are big fans of Kev on stage. We got a chance to see him live twice. Okay. I would say they called him out because he became a fan and he stopped talking and he was just like watching. Some of that was funny to me. I'm like, nah.
He said it like, what do you want me to do? Look who's on stage.
What more do you want me to do?
Yeah,
you could definitely tell he favored one side more than the other. If you watch his content, you know which side that was. I think Megan Good X was in there too. I forgot dude's name, but it was
Franklin, Devon. Yeah. Devon.
So it was a nice little turnout, and I felt like they had it on the holiday when they could have been competing with a lot of other stuff. So I was like, the last two Easters, they've been able to kind of steal attention, and I think I like the route that they're going in to where I'm open to another gospel Verzuz. Like I was kind of like, I don't know how much more times they could do this, but
they got plenty. They got plenty to go to.
For sure.
Yeah. And I know they finished with one song. I Love God.
Yeah. Honestly, they could have easily put that. You know that song. I think originally they probably wanted that to be it. No, they did the smart thing and they released a new record, which was positive, but I Love God. Like that song, they could have easily put that in and went around, so they just threw that as a freebie, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, they just finished off with that, but great Verzuz. Although, like I said, the age gap kind of bothered me at first, but as I was watching, man, just the gospel songs and just the spirit was just throughout everybody, and everybody was having a great time, and man, I enjoyed it, and again, I would really love, and I would like to thank the audience for supporting us. Again, y'all got us over 7,000 views on that preview. So let's keep it rocking. Come back. Tell us what y'all think. Let us know.
Speaking of, I want you to stay tuned after 2 cents. We got something else to talk about. But to piggyback off Bill, thanks for the support. Continue to show your support. Continue to share your minds and your thumbs for that like button. But thumb thug with us and just let us know your thoughts in the 2 cents down below the comment section. We call that our 2 cents. What did you think about this Verzuz? Did you think that the matchup was off? Like Bill, do you think that BeBe and CeCe could have been better paired? Like another person gave their 2 cents and they said they wanted to see the Clark sisters. I disagree. That's the beautiful part about the 2 cents. Let us know what you think. Maybe it's somebody else that we're missing out there. Mary, who would you have liked to see them go up against? Or does this matchup fit perfectly for you? Let us know your rounds. We got the song list for you. So just let us know who won each round, which rounds weren't ties. Yell at me for not knowing some of the records. Like, how could you not know this song? Yell at me for like my favorites. I already told y'all my 2 favorite Mary songs. I told y'all my favorite. I probably cheated and said 2 of their songs were my favorite, but I at least tell y'all 2 of my favorite BeBe and CeCe songs. Let me know if I'm tripping on that. So just let us know in the 2 cents below.
Just let us know, man. Let us know. So,
Bill, quick question, because I think we mentioned cameos. There were some big faces, big names in the crowd. I don't know if we mentioned this already. There was one particular name that I think stood out. Who was in the crowd?
man, look, one of the greatest of all time, Stevie Wonder.
Yes, man. And then he, when a legend comes into the room, you got to hand him a mic. You got to, steal his.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to.
He was able to share some thoughts. And then I think it got everybody thinking. Soon as you see somebody cameo on a Verzuz, they're not far from being on stage themselves, right? And their name on the marquee. So me and Bill talked about this in the past, the people we would like to see on a Verzuz stage. Swiss Beats. Bill, you enlighten me. What happened with Swiss Beats today?
He sent a tweet out and he put Stevie Wonder versus
who? So we've had this discussion before, Bill. Maybe you've bought into to some new names into the fold. Who do you think Stevie Wonder could go up against? Do you remember who I said?
I remember who you said.
Who did I say?
And once you said it, the light bulb came on. I'm like, bro, you're right. Lionel Richie.
I think Lionel Richie will match up.
Lionel Richie.
Some people think he could go up against the Smokey. I do not think it's fair to go up against Smokey because of Smokey's writing credits. Smokey's responsible for almost the entire catalog of Motown. And whenever you have that I think Smokey needs to go up against Berry Gordy or somebody, or Berry Gordy go up against Quincy. I just don't think that's a fair matchup because his name is just on so many big records of Motown, and Stevie Wonder is basically the star that Motown built. You know what I mean? I just don't think that's a wise decision to put them against each other.
Stevie Wonder's writing credits is crazy too, though.
I feel you, but everything. Go ahead.
But this is what I would say about this, though. When you think about some of that 80s music, Part-Time Lover, some of that music, and then you go to Hello.
Oh, you back on Lionel, yeah.
Back on Lionel, it kind of goes.
I think they fit.
They fit.
They mesh. They got the 70s era. You could play Commodores with some of, Living for the City, all that whole vibe. You got Ribbon in the
Brick
Sky.
House.
Hello, is it me you're looking for? And then you got writing credits. And every time you look up a Stevie writing credit or a Lionel writing credit, you're gonna find something you didn't.
You're gonna find. Trust me.
Trust
me.
I told Bill, well, the last song they're gonna play is "We Are the World," and then Bill said, "Well, Lionel got a writing credit on that." I said,
"Yeah,
I didn't know that."
I looked up writing credits. Now, let me verify all the way. That it said "We Are the World," Lionel Richie. So, man, yeah, that's a writing credit.
I feel like, in my opinion, that's the only person I could envision him going up against that's alive, just because they span similar eras. And then some of the other ones would be the giants, but they're more from an executive level. And I like to see executives go up against executives, producers go up against producers, and writers go up against writers. Stevie, he checks most of those boxes though, which is the weird thing. But I think more often than not, people look at him as, you need to put him up against somebody who could sing, write, and produce. And I think, I guess the Smokey one would fit technically. I mean,
it could fit, but man, once you said Lionel Richie, that was
it's perfect. And they also can't they can't just do 20 songs, like, because they have 20 songs in their catalog that it'll be ties the whole night. It will probably be how Earth, Wind,
and Fire. And Isley Brothers were. And we just sit back, and you just sit back, let the music play, let it ride. If you don't want to watch it for that amount of songs, just don't even watch it.
I just thought the fact that Stevie Wonder was there, and the fact that Swiss put that out, I wouldn't be surprised if they're talking already. And we started scratching our head on what they're going to do for Juneteenth. What about if that's the matchup?
Hey, man. Let's
and I feel like Stevie Wonder is one of those guys. I always knew Stevie Wonder because back in the 80s, he was that guy that was on all the awards shows that was like blind. It was either him or Ray Charles. They were noticed for their blindness. And then also Cosby Show educated me on how big he was, right? I feel like there's a generation that's not necessarily familiar with too much of Stevie's work to where I would like to see him promoted on the stage like this.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I agree. So, yeah.
Hey,
So,
actually, 2 cents. Let us know.
There you go.
Who he needs to match up with. Like maybe you guys have thoughts that we didn't really factor in. So I want to hear your 2 cents on who should Stevie go up against.
Yeah.
Outside of that, Bill, you got anything else you need to say?
I got something to say. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know how to support us. Continue to support. Hit that like button. Please hit the like button. Leave a comment like you always do. Hit the subscribe. Hit that subscribe button so that you can just follow us. And don't forget to share our content. And lastly, hit that notification bell so that when we upload our videos, you are instantly notified and you can come and watch us. And make sure you share our content, like us, and go over to Instagram and follow us. And in this corner 1, that's the number 1. And in this corner 1.
And shout out to Bill. He's the one that mainly we read together we read everything, but Bill reads a majority of it. And then also the IG page, that's all him. The new edition video, it looks like you guys enjoyed Bill's experience at the concert. That was totally off the cuff. So if there's anything that's off the cuff that we may not be thinking about that y'all want us to talk about, feel free to hit him up on IG. Just to let him know, hey man, what are your thoughts on this? And then we'll, put a video together. But outside of that, Bill, I mean, that's all I got.
That's all I got. Peace.